Hi, happy Friday. We made it through another week. And welcome. This is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel, live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. I'm Rick Arsenal. If you haven't done so yet, please get down in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button. You could be subscriber number 101. And yes, you will be the winner. You could be the winner if you are subscriber number 101. What will you win, you're asking? How about my undying gratitude? Is that good enough for you? Thank you. I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. As you saw, I have no script or notes to read from or work off of. This will just be a 15 or 20 minute ad lib, if you will. So there we go. Well, let's do this first before we do anything else. Let's do our commercial first. You want to see this? I think you can. Yeah. See everything you need to see on there. There you go. The 10th annual Frank Beck Chevrolet First Responders Tribute Golf Scramble. 1 week from tomorrow. Saturday, September 20th at White Oaks Golf Course. All proceeds go to Hillsdale Fire Department Station number 3. Pardon me. Registration begins at 8. Shotgun start at 9. 240 a team. There goes the voice again. I have to start doing this, and then I just start coughing, and then lose the voice. It just, see or call Frank Beck Chevrolet to register. Okay. Weather looks great. Looks good. In fact, you could almost say that with 1 week of summer officially left on the calendar, I guess you could say that. Pardon me. This is Indian summer type weather, but we haven't had a frost yet. Doesn't look like we will for a while either, but with temperatures in the 80s next week, difference is it's very dry, no humidity at all. Lovely weather right now. So enjoy it while we got it. Best time of the year around here. Anyway, I got kind of sidetracked here. Frank Beck, 10th annual First Responders. First Responders Tribute. I'm sorry, folks. First Responders Tribute Golf Scramble. Saturday, September 20th, week from tomorrow, White Oaks Golf Course. All proceeds go to Hillsdale Fire Department number 3. Registration begins at 8. Shotgun start at 9. 240 a team. Get out to Frank Beck or call on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville to give them a call at 517-849-2886 to register or get out there or call. But hey, weather looks great. It's for a very good cause. Maybe even if you don't go, you can still make a donation, go out there and hang out. A lot of camaraderie and everything. Be a great time. A lot of fun. I can guarantee you that, Bill. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the number 1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance in downtown Jonesville on the corner of M99 and US 12. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance, as I said, in downtown Jonesville on M99 and US 12, right there. BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Let's get baseball out of the way first. I guess you could say Sawyer Gipson Long who pitched for the Tigers last night. It was kind of the sacrificial lamb. It was a bullpen game, and he relinquished 7 runs. Tigers did win the series, and they won the season series 4-2, but it was the first time they won a series in New York since 2011. And in winning the first 2 games of the series by 10 or more runs, 12-2 and 11-1. That was the first time any visiting team has won back-to-back games in New York by 10 or more runs ever. Well, I shouldn't say ever. In the new Yankee Stadium and the old Yankee Stadium. It hadn't been done at all since 1906. When they weren't even the Yankees then, they were known as the New York Highlanders, and they played at some place called Hilltop Park. They played there. They didn't become the Yankees until 2013. That's when their lease ran out at Hilltop Park, and they moved into the Polo Grounds. And they played in the Polo Grounds for 10 years until 1923 when they built the old Yankee Stadium. No, which at that time was kind of the 8th wonder of the world. Anyway, history-making series for the Tigers in New York. Magic number is 8. Any combination of Tiger wins and Garney losses, totaling 8, will give them the American League Central Division title. Let's hope they can clinch it sometime next week when they're at home. Last homestand of the year, 3 with the Guardians and 3 with the Braves. And they'll go back to Cleveland, finish the season, regular season, with 3 games at Boston. So, where has this season gone, huh? The ups and downs of a long marathon baseball season. Huh. Anyway, Skubal tonight, been pretty good about that, pitching against Miami, and maybe they can sweep them. Who knows? They sweep them. Guardians lose a game or 2. Magic numbers down to 5 when they get home. I think that's doable. I think it can. You'd like to see them clinch at home, wouldn't you? Yeah, it would. And then they would also be the first team to clinch the division title this year, too. They're on pace for doing that. So, where are they right now? At 84 wins? 84 and 63? I picked them to win 88 games. Looks like they're going to win more than that. But right now, I'd say, 92, maybe 93. We'll see. Anyway, before we do football, let's do this. We wouldn't be doing this show at all if it weren't for the help of Tim Lindley and his crew at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale. Lindley, Tim Lindley, the most knowledgeable tech serviceman in our area. This isn't even close, folks. Yeah, I'm telling you, Tim and his staff there, more than capable of resolving any technical issues you may have at all. 37 Walton Street, downtown Hillsdale, across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive. Anything at all. You get in there, computers never used, flat screen TV mounting, programming, perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers, never use anything at all. Please get in there and see them. 517-610-5372. Or, as I said, get in there and see them at 37 Walter Street, downtown Hillsdale. And look who's been AWOL here for the first part of the show. And that's what happens when you get a busy Friday going. Get in there, Miggy. You didn't think you're going to have the whole day off, did you? Okay. Anyway, you get in there and see them at 37 Walter Street. When you do, tell them me and Miggy sent you. Will you please? Thank you very much. Football. Tomorrow, a Michigan State doubleheader on the Big Ten Network. Michigan starts at noon against Central Michigan. Last time I looked, they were like a 27.5 point favorite. That's a lot of points. I don't expect Central to put up. I don't expect that to be much of a game. I think the game right after that, which is also on the Big Ten Network at 3:30, Michigan State hosting Youngstown State. I think that'll be a more competitive game than the Michigan Central game. Last I looked, the Spartans were like, 12.5-point favorites. I think that'll be a more competitive game. And the point spread points that out, too. So, State, try for a 3-0 start. If they win tomorrow, they'll be halfway to 6, which would guarantee them a bowl game, which they haven't been to in a few years. So good for them. Aiden Shiles looks pretty good so far in his first couple of games. As for Michigan, again, getting back to last Saturday night, we talked about this on the Saturday morning show. You'll see marked improvement in them next year. I think Underwood will get better with each game. Okay, more comfortable, if you will. So I'm kind of anxious to see what he does at home tomorrow. But no Sharon Moore as he's sitting out the first of his self-imposed 2-game suspension. He'll also miss the game next week in Nebraska. Be interesting to see what the line is for that game next week, but that could be another loss. Anyway, we'll see. As for the Lions and the Bears, by the way that Green Bay looked last night pretty much had their way on offense against the Commanders. And then you look at the way the Lions pretty much shut them down in the second half last week. Does that kind of indicate the Lion defense? I'd actually ask you that because if we have a chance, every Thursday the coordinators, Kelvin Shepherd on defense and John Morton on offense, meet with the media. If you have a chance, go to YouTube. Kelvin Shepherd press conference for September 11th. Well, if that's not motivation, I don't know what is. This guy, folks, had steam coming out of his ears. Man, when I want to play for this guy, I mean, he is, the look in his eyes told it all. He said everything that went wrong has been addressed. And again, I don't think the Lions played that poorly in the second half, but he was specifically asked about the lack of a pass rush and how that was addressed. Well, he obviously said, I'm not going to give away my game plan, okay? And again, Caleb Williams is more of a scrambler than Jordan Love is. I think any success they have at all tomorrow, if they can continue to shut down the run game like they did at Green Bay in the second half, or even in the first half. Look, Green Bay had a total yardage last night of more than 400 yards, and Lions held them to 260. So in a way, you could say the defense was vindicated. Okay, but depending on where you look, I just looked at DraftKings before I came on. The spread is Lions by 5.5. It's been as much as 6.5. Taylor Decker is listed as questionable, but I'll be shocked if he doesn't play on Sunday. If he doesn't, Giovanni Manu would step in for him at left tackle, and that's not good. It really isn't good, folks. Let's just hope Decker plays, which I think he will. If he doesn't, I'll be shocked. Is this a must win after everything has been said, after Dan Campbell came out and guaranteed a victory? And after everything that's been said this week, Dan Campbell said everything that went wrong is correctable. He talked about communication. Look, Taylor Decker said a couple of days ago, down where the goal line there, where they gave the ball to Montgomery. He said he and Tate Ratledge were going one way, the other three guys were going another. A couple of plays, Graham Glasgow wasn't guarding anybody or trying to block anybody. It was just total chaos in that offensive line. Admittedly, he said maybe he should have played the regulars in the preseason. That's the one criticism I might have of Dan Campbell is the way he runs his training camps. Yes, the way he runs his training camps. I get the impression that these are country club training camps, given the way that the Lions have started the last couple of years. They're so concerned with not getting anybody hurt. They don't play these guys, and then they look rusty when they have to start playing. Last year, it took about a month for the defense to kick it in. They beat Green Bay in overtime last year, but that's only because they won the coin toss. Then they lost to Tampa. Both of those games were at home. They did not look all that impressive. And they scored 20 points against Arizona. They nothing in the second half. Like I said, the offense didn't get kicked into the fourth or fifth game last year. And if that's the same thing again this year, I'm going to criticize Dan Campbell for running what I call country club training camps. And if they don't win Sunday, you'll never hear the end of it, especially Dan Campbell. They say fear is a great motivator. And not only that, if you don't win, you're looking at an 0-3 start because is it Monday Night Football the next week at Baltimore or Sunday night? Just remember, too, the loser of this game is already 2 games behind the Packers. And the Packers right now have the tiebreaker with the Lions, at least until Thanksgiving Day anyway. So, the Bears do have some key injuries, players who won't be playing. The Packers did lose another wide receiver last night, former Spartan Jaden Reed. Broke his collarbone early in the game. He will be gone for at least 2 months. At least 2 months. It's possible he could be back when they see them again on Thanksgiving, but well, that's tough. I mean, I guess the only good thing is that it happened the first game of the season, but the normal recovery time is about 8 to 10 weeks for broken collarbone. That would put him back. What? About the 1st of December, I think. Yeah. Anyway. You don't want to see anybody get hurt, but how much does that affect Green Bay's passing game, do you think? Well, Matt LaFleur says they're deep enough in wide receiver. He thinks that they can sustain these injuries. We'll find that out. We'll see. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Don't forget, I'll be on tomorrow morning on the Timeout Show from 9 to 10 here with Andy and Jed on WCSR 92.1 FM. As I said, from 9 to 10, we will make our picks tomorrow morning. I did notice, too, before I got on here, that the 4 Detroit News beat writers that cover the Lions, including Bob Winowski and John Niall, picked the Lions to win this game rather handily and to cover the point spread. It doesn't really mean anything either, but it's a must-win. And like I said, if they lose... That's all I got to say about that. Fear's a great motivator. We'll find out. And we'll make our picks tomorrow morning with Andy and Jed from 9 to 10 here on WCSR. So I'll talk to you all again on Monday when we review baseball, mainly football on Monday. You know, we'll hand out our game balls and do all that kind of stuff. So until then, have yourselves a good weekend. Don't forget to give us a listen tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Tell your friends and enjoy the weather. Have yourselves a great weekend. So until Monday, I'll simply say good night, everybody. And go Lions. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.